Hey everyone and welcome back. In today's video, I'm bringing you something new for you to listen to, Sarah Boone's letters to the judge. For me, these letters offer some insight as to why she is now representing herself. These are just two of the correspondence of letters, motions, grievances, etc. of the 58-page packet she forwarded to the court. Let's get started, but please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel.
Honorable Judge Kranick. Why can't I use my constitutional rights? Am I the only one who cares about the ongoing violation of? Have bond? All my medical records? Have all my digital evidence and discovery? Have all my paperwork, notes, letters, pictures, everything of mine returned by former attorneys? Speak to my investigator? Have a complete download of my phone? Have any of my witness list? Give any insight, understanding, clarification, truths about my case, especially to my attorney. Be respected for who I am, truly, especially by my attorney, and not be disrespected for the mutated, malicious murder all the world has falsely, incorrectly created and believed me to be. Be treated fairly, lawfully, and protected by the justice system. Properly, rightfully, completely defend myself. See all and know the same as the world can and does, including my attorney, from all the phenomenal, non-permissive amount of my entire case been available online globally before my trial, and most important, before I've seen myself. What does anyone know already about my case? How about my side and everything about everything? Be correctly understood that I am not the problem for reason I am on now appointed by the court, attorney number 8. See my letter July 21st, 23. Say what I want and should, but all the world can and say it all wrong and warped. Why won't my attorney give me an honest answer? Show me everything she says she has and finished reviewing for my case, but withhold from me after I asked repeatedly for and about. Give me an answer other than I'm putting this to rest. That's not necessary, or I'm not having this conversation with you. Grant me access to anything I ask for and about my case. Like the detectives in my case, stop putting words in my mouth. Tell me what's going on. In my case, it's been well over 100 days she has been my attorney, and I still do not know. Ongoing 5 years. Answer any of my questions. Never ask me any questions. How can she supposedly know everything she needs to know from what she's been told, heard, read, seen? Reassure they're on my side for me, not against? Why have I already been judged in the court of public opinion? How did that happen? Why have I been sentenced by anticipation and condemned before my predicted trial? Your Honor, during our first introduction at my last withdrawal of court-appointed attorney number 7 Hobson, you stated to me your uninvolvement with any of my letters I write. I am still going to write my letters as conduitly. They are to the world where all my potential jurors are located. And this is the only way they are, including yourself, knows the very necessary insight to my continued disadvantages, hindrances, impediments I am still experiencing on top of the new, spurring my intentions to write. The race to the pulpit is unfair, and it is important to me that you are aware and understand what transpires when the news cameras are off and we're all in between my status hearings. 2, as so many of the advantageous embezzlers, racketeers, mindless lemmings, and just altogether mean people can use their freedom of speech not knowing me in any way other than what's being said by all the other mean people and being said incredibly incorrectly, so can I. As the compelling annoyed detectives in my case, Copesel had to falsify documents and Lowen waved his gun for me to see. I am sure you are familiar with, after watching all my plastered, highly misconstrued, over 30 million plus views, just on one site, interviews, and in which they both repeatedly attempted to feed me their incorrect, incomplete, hypothesized opinion by stating to me everyone has their limits. At this seemingly endless point of perpetuity of nonsense and lawlessness still growing, and I very much want to advance to the next level. After ongoing 5 years now, a genuine concern limit has been reached. Why am I still not being included in my case? How much more of my case and self is being added hourly, especially after this letter gets loose to the internet, increasing the mass infection and destruction of my hopes to have a fair trial, anything fair, my side foremost, and wondering now if my attorney drank the punch like everyone else. All the aforementioned reasons and so many more for this letter to be written, hoping to deter some of the unfair one-sided finger-pointing. All corruption and malpractice being directed at me only by those in the justice system who are trying to deflect the shame and shock from me, fearlessly challenging the status quo. And it must be so because it's in my face on the computer, at the same time on my boob tube television. Brainwashed, ignorant followers of disabled conformity and greed, trying unsuccessfully to make my life by character assassination seem worse than theirs. No, two, when anyone points their finger, one, it's impolite, and two, three-point back at you. How many tried it to see? Put down the stone, as there will be no casting of anything today except maybe for the role of my part for all the pre-conclusion documentaries and Crystal Ball. Real-life stories of true crime incorrectly formulated from everyone supposedly knowing me and judging who they think I am, what really happened, and is going to futuristically. Remember three-point back? Soothsaying is not a real job. To sum it up, in the words of my attorney, after I told her to Google me, she stated there's a lot. To sum it up in the words of myself, the defendant stated to my attorney, after she stated that to me, when can I see how much longer do I have to wait, or how many attorneys must be withdrawn from me to be included in my case and be included more than the world presently is? This is my case in every aspect. See all my aforementioned ongoing 5-year questions. I am still waiting for answers. Also, I want to make it known I walked out on my attorney in our last meeting due to her unwarranted, uninformative, unprofessional, snotty attitude and her untruthful answers to my questions and beyond. The restarted vicious circle we enter every time we meet is a waste of time. And I am saying that being in jail would suppose it endless amounts of. How she treats me is extremely prejudiced, hostile, and unconcerned. She is very frustrating. 1. To balk or defeat an endeavor. 2. To induce feelings of insecurity, discouragement, or dissatisfaction in. 3. To bring to nothing. So much I presented my solution in order to coexist with and work together in a hopeful, progressive, positive, appropriate manner. I added pretend judge to our interaction so she could calm down and ease up on her condescension, offensive demeanor, and obvious prejudgment. She seems like everyone else not to remember I'm innocent until judged otherwise. She treats me as if I am not. After my introduction and explanation with pretend judge in the room or on the phone, I am trying to help her understand how she is making herself extremely unwelcoming when in front of a real judge and in the courtroom is how she should treat me, her client, at all times. I should not have to invent pretend judge in order to be, and am not at all wrong for wanting to be respected. No matter the outcome, I am innocent until adjudged otherwise. My attorney, everyone should be fair, unbiased, trustworthy, honest, supportive, informative, protective, automatically and effortlessly. I should feel secure, highly confident, proud in her representing my life. I do not, and have said to her many times regarding her monumental disbelief in me and my case, which I believe contributes greatly to her inimical attitude towards me. I am hoping by this letter she will pick up the sword of injustice and fight alongside, not against me as so many unmotivated, overwhelmed, weak attorneys prior who bowed out ungracefully and crept away from the battlefield unsuccessful. My care equals bizarre, equals unknown, equals different, equal ignorance, equal misunderstood, equals unfair. This does not mean my case can't equal success, and in more than one way. While everyone continues to ring their bells of malevolence, I am ringing mine of hope, honor, plausibility, boldness. Listen. I am not a murderer. The justice system should equal fair, faith, trust, respect. Innocent until and. If adjudged otherwise. 3-point back. Sarah Boone. June 4th, 2024. Video visit 12 minutes. In addition to my previous letter intended for hand delivery on June 7, 2024, at my status hearing today, my attorney made a video visit to go over everything I've been asking her for, and have also sent to her personally in 2 letters May 20th, May 25th. All on public video visitation box were on both sides of me, less than 5 inches away from my visit. Other inmates were having their visits also. I have explained to my attorney numerous times previously in writing and verbally that despite the noise level, I do not in any way feel comfortable having in-depth private meetings regarding my entire criminal case on the visitation box where there is no privacy whatsoever and held in an open bay dorm with more than 62 other interested all-ears inmates. I cannot fully participate, if at all, from the entire dorm, officer included, trying to participate in my case. As always, my attorney did not listen or care after I repeatedly tried reminding her of my unsecure environment, barking at me I can listen or not, still going, over speaking, and not at all allowing me to respond. After repeating to her over and over and over, while she's beginning to speak louder and over me still to please schedule an in-person meeting where all can be discussed further, privately with no success of being heard, I disconnected the visit telephonically. She uncooperatively, she is impossible. See previous letter or ask her for a copy of the 2 I sent her. I was trying to remedy or lessen before sending this to you, Your Honor, and not having to include. Now it's a race to the pulpit. My question, please, who acts like that and still be able to call themselves professional? The visitation box is primarily for family and friends to connect, and if a must from an attorney, reminders, notices, quick questions, not high-level confidential case information. She, like other former attorneys who always blame their dysfunctions on me, said, "You don't like the answers I give you. What answers?" See pages 1, 2, and 3. I am not the problem except that I want to and should be treated fairly, with respect, acting more professional than the paid I've been doing this for over 40 years professional. After so long and in all the experience, common courtesy, customer service, and listening skills should have been acquired. All attorneys, do you remember why you even wanted to be one? Remind yourself. No one listens, and it works in everyone's favor but mine, that I am a murderer stuck in jail so they can pin on me their uninterested, unmotivated, hopeless, they're going to believe me over her haughty attitude. I am not wrong for not thinking less of myself because everyone else has and does, this present attorney foremost. The justice system expects me and other inmates, aka clients, to accept its subpar, nonchalant, hypocritical, next on the list attorneys they keep aimlessly throwing darts for and malappointing, praying they don't withdraw. I have not fired any attorneys appointed in my case from me expecting the highest equal standard possible for wanting the absolute best outcome in my preposterous, mismanaged case. And representing myself is not an option, as both judges have now threatened me with, from being outspoken and intelligent in all my observations of the ongoing abuse I am and have experienced. I have no new experiences from it, always being the same blame. I refuse to be moved in wanting respect, no matter who everyone thinks I am, clarity, inclusion, honesty, and professionalism. And another great reason not to have my case meeting on the public visitation box is my personal, confidential, intimate information such as my visitation list 2020 and 2023 with name, etc. My interactions with inmates and officers, what I eat, when, and my personal jail calls also be thrown online for what? To hate me more or try to get others to, because I don't eat breakfast or because I know some Latin, have short hair, my penmanship is nice? Or because I'm not getting fat and sleeping all day, but rather fully applying myself, fighting still, making everyone upset from not having to fabricate, mutate, splice, edit? The world apparently knows it all. What's next? How many times I go to the bathroom and what function I perform? No one knows anything, nor seems to want to, from being comfortable in their corruption and striving to be on top with ratings, web hits, and money. My case details, if anyone forgot, and if you think about it, all that keeps getting plastered and plagiarized, posted and poked fun at about me, it's all in my favor, proving myself right about all the mindless lemmings, shut-ins, the justice system advantageously abusing and profiting from everything in my cases and before I've seen. Please be sure to read my attachment for FRCP Rule 3.220E restricting disclosure. Am I the only one who thinks of these things? When can I win? In anything. It's coming. I am not the problem, and if anyone were to slip on my slides and have to experience, tolerate, deal with any of what I have and am, would bravely be doing the same. Don't knock it till you try it. 3-point back. Race to the pulpit. Again. Always, Sarah Boone.
Okay, I will stop here. There is more, a whole lot more. If you like this video and wish to hear more, leave a comment below, subscribe, and hit your post notifications to make sure you don't miss an upload. Until then, have a great day.